Ladies and gentlemen of the Commission, my name is Kevin Brown, and as the chairman of the Mohegan Tribal Council and the Mohegan Gaming Authority, I speak for our entire team when I say it's a distinct honor to be here to present our project proposal to you and to thank you for your diligence in this effort, particularly over what has become a challenging couple of months for all of us. Today I'm joined by a number of our tribal council members and tribal elders who are in the audience, and they come really to bring a couple of messages. One, to reinforce those thanks for the measured approach that you've put into this entire process, but also to reinforce something that we've been saying pretty regularly, and that is that we are the home team. You know, as a kid, I went to my first ball game at Fenway Park on Carl Yastrzemski's birthday and sat in the right field bleachers at Fenway Park for my first professional game. Went to the Garden, where I sat behind a cement pylon where I actually had to lean to be able to see the court in the old Garden. Went to my first pro football game in Schaefer Stadium, sat on the cold bleacher seats. The point of all that is, this marriage of Mohegan Sun, Massachusetts with Revere, it isn't like it feels like home, it is home. This is where we're from. In our presentation today, you're going to hear from a number of folks, the hardworking, straight-talking, and diligent individuals who've helped make Mohegan Sun a world-renowned and respected brand. But they're just a few of the folks that really bring all of that home to us. It's a team of teams, and as you can see, and as you've watched develop, we've merged an incredible team of teams, not the least of which is the team that comes with the population of Revere represented right here in this room. We're extremely excited. They spark a pride and an excitement in us about the possibilities that we can take this historic New England resort town and take it into a brighter future.
When a city like Revere becomes a destination for people the world over, it's a remarkable achievement. For Revere, it began in 1896 with the opening of America's first public beach. And then in the early 1900s, Wonderland Amusement Park brought more excitement to the area. The opening of Suffolk Downs to an overflow crowd of 35,000 in 1935 was the crowning moment. Suffolk Downs is where both the commoners and celebrities came to play. It's where the legendary Seabiscuit was discovered, and where the Beatles performed live in the infield in 1966. Just 5 miles from downtown Boston, Suffolk Downs was the right project, in the right location, at the right time. In just 62 days, A.G. Tomasello and Son transformed 200 acres of mudflats into a landmark achievement. A $2 million effort that employed over 3,000 workers, just as the nation and the region were struggling to break the grip of the Great Depression. It's time to be remarkable again. Now, nearly 80 years later, Mohegan Sun is poised to write the next great chapter in Revere's history. A chapter that will do more than simply revive the gaming and entertainment heritage of Revere. Something much more than make Revere a great place to play again. We're proposing the creation of a world-class resort that will transform this proud and storied city into an amazing new international destination that will pump new vitality into local businesses and bring new business and employment opportunities to the region, and provide substantial new revenues for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. For Revere, once again, the right time has come. And what we're about to present is the right project in the right location.
Thank you, Chairman Crosby, Commissioners. It's great to be here again, to see you all again. My name is Mitchell Edison, and I have the good fortune to be the Chief Executive Officer of the Mohegan Tribal Gaming Authority. This is such an exciting day. It's amazing, and we're thrilled to be here, to have this opportunity to share our vision, our values, and our detailed plans of how we're going to build a remarkable resort and operate it just about 10 minutes from here on the historic grounds of Suffolk Downs. Now, as you know, more than anybody, the last 2 months have been a complete whirlwind for us. And the more time I spend with this project, and the more we're involved with, the more we meet with people in Revere, the more excited we get. We believe in the next 90 minutes, and the next 90 minutes we're going to prove to you that we are without a doubt your best choice to be the licensee for Region A. Why? Well, we think we bring a very unique combination to the table. Yes, we're a nationally and internationally recognized gaming brand. We operate in multiple jurisdictions. We opened the first casino in Pennsylvania under their gaming law. We operate the busiest arena of its size in the world, the Mohegan Sun Arena. But we're also a local company. We have old-fashioned New England know-how and New England values. We're hardworking and down to earth. We follow a strict code of ethics. with values that harken back to the tribe's heritage. We're already part of this community and have been for years. You know, these are very important points, but the fact is we have amassed an amazing team of local talent for this project. Let me introduce to you some of the folks that are going to be sharing our plans with you today. You've already met our chairman, Kevin Brown. Here we have Gene Cohn and Hugh Trumbull of our world-renowned architects, Cohn, Pedersen, and Fox, who built Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. We've got Todd Fenard, the CEO of Fenard Properties. Bethany Seidel, who's the Vice President of Marketing and Promotions at Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, who's going to help me talk about some of our marketing plans. And Kyle Lubach, who is the Chief Human Resources Officer for the Authority. But we believe our team extends beyond these folks and the folks behind them. Our team reaches into every aspect of the community, and a lot of them are here today. We've got Mayor Rizzo and members of the City Council who've been so amazingly supportive of this project and are anticipating the transformation that it will bring to Revere. Joe Spalding's here today. He's the president and CEO of City Center Performing Arts. He's our local entertainment partner. Of course, you've got the team from Suffolk Downs of Richard Fields, Joe O'Donnell, Chip Tuttle, and Charlie Baker. But our team extends beyond that. To name a few, municipal leaders from not only Revere, but the entire North Shore. Tourism agencies from Boston to Salem and everywhere in between. Members of organized labor, including the Greater Boston Labor Council and the Building Construction Trades Council of the metropolitan area. More than 100 local businesses, numerous chambers of commerces, and of course the entire Suffolk Downs family, whose jobs will be preserved if we get this license. Our whole team is here and they can be recognized. We will bring New England know-how to this project. We assembled a team of professionals who share our values and approach. We've worked incredibly, nonstop, for the last 2.5 months to design our project. We're able to submit our RFA2 application flawlessly. This group knows how to work together, and they've already shown they can get things done. Combined, this team has over a century of experience bringing projects like this one right here to life. Each brings deep expertise in their area, or have a track record of active involvement in their community and our commitment to doing the right thing. But rather than me go on, we prepared this brief video of introduction.
We've got a phenomenal team assembled of all folks with experience here in New England in providing the New England customer base the kind of an experience that they expect. And then we're teaming with the folks at Suffolk Downs who had the experience of running that phenomenal racetrack. Then you add to it the fact that we have folks like the New England Development Team and Fenard that can help ensure that what we develop on those grounds is to the highest architectural standards.
We want to get the best of breed of each individual discipline. We want to find people that are culturally aligned with us from a business standpoint. We want people who have the same values as we do, who care about the customer the same way we do. First and foremost is our architects, Cohn, Pedersen, and Fox. World-class architects have done iconic buildings all over the world. And most importantly, very familiar with the Mohegan Sun culture and the Mohegan Sun method of operations by the fact that they have built Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. And they know the importance of bringing the best of the region out to build something that's going to be a complement to the area, a complement to the vision, a complement to the ocean that's so nearby.
Client's the key. One, you want to be a good architect, but if you share with your client the same values, what you're trying to achieve, it makes it a lot easier to achieve it. And in the case of Mohegan, we don't have to battle them to do something that we think is right. And so we've had a great business relationship and a great friendship. And the friendship comes because they care about doing the right thing. We approach every project with trying to be sensitive to where we're building so that it feels like it belongs, but it adds to it, maybe hopefully improves it. And there's no question in my mind that we do a better job in Boston, New York, Philadelphia, where we work a lot, than other architects would coming from far away.
Fenard is great from the standpoint that they're a regional company as we are from the Northeast. They're a multi-generational company, and we are a big family business. Fenard has those same kind of family values. The Fenard Group is involved in two aspects of the project. One is they're co-developing on the retail front with New England Development. And also, they will be the owner and operator of the third-party hotel, the branded hotel on the property.
This is extremely personal for me. It's starting with an area that I spent time in as a child. All of us feel extremely fortunate to be part of a group that cares so much about what they're doing and wants to see excellence in every aspect of this plan. We're passionate about all those things which make us uniquely New England. And if we can positively impact the community through what it is we do, that's as good as it gets for us.
There was this comfort level, in part, I think, because we could sort of speak the same language. And so there's this fit, cultural fit between their team and our team, really the entire team. And I think that's why we hit it off right away. The Karp family and the Fenard family have known each other for a very long time. I grew up 8 houses away from them on the same street. So to be collaborating with them, along with Mohegan Sun and KPF and this entire team, decades later, is a wonderful thing.
New England Development is one of the largest retail developers in the country. And I think when you talk about people who are powerful and have the input and the juice in the retail business, you think New England Development. They have a long history of many, many successful projects throughout the entire country, and particularly New England.
This is pretty much a New England team that's been put together, and most of them are Boston teams, and most of the consultants we're working with, we've worked with in the past. It's not new to us. Some of them may be new to Mohegan, some of their consultants may be new to us, but I think there's great camaraderie, and I think it's a great working team.
We have the strongest financial partner there is in Brigade Asset Management. Brigade is a $15 billion investment fund. They were a long-term investor in Mohegan. They are aligned with us culturally, they're aligned with us professionally, and they give us the best financial platform of any applicant for any casino in the Commonwealth.
Well, we like the way they think about gaming, how you build the project. But first and foremost, and it's much like our business, you like the ethics of the people. Because if you don't have ethics and you don't have, that type of approach, you have nothing.
We're looking at our relationship with the Suffolk Downs as a true partnership. We're leasing the land of which our product will be on from them. But Suffolk Downs has such a long history. There's generations and generations of workers in the greater Revere area who have all worked at Suffolk Downs.
We have the best location. This location is unparalleled for gaming development in the Commonwealth, and this Boston area market, which already attracts millions and millions of visitors every year, and the fact that we've been able to partner with Mohegan Sun is amazing. They really set a tone that we've been able to see in the short time working together with them. The tone they set is great because they're really focused on success. They're focused on their vision to create a welcoming but world-class destination and to create an experience that people find truly entertaining. And so we've always wanted to have a development here that fits for this community.
One of the benefits you have with this team is that we're used to working together. When you take that and you combine it with this site, which is very flat, very easy to build on, we'll be able to get this site built as quickly as possible, get it up and running as quickly as possible, and driving revenue to the Commonwealth as quickly as possible.
When you've lived in a place all of your life, you have a connection to it that is really in every area of your life. It's where you work, it's where you live, it's where your friends are, it's where you've grown up. To have the opportunity, maybe in some small way, to make a great community even a little better is an amazing experience for me. And it's really what you hope for. It is a tremendous opportunity for us to contribute to the community in a way that we end up feeling we're the most fortunate ones for the experience.
It's truly an awesome team, but really, our team's experience and expertise is nothing compared to the location of our site. Our property is not only the center of New England, it's the center of the entire world. Our site-specific location allows us to drive the most gaming revenue, and therefore, the most tax revenue, and that's what's important here. At the center of all this is Revere. We're really excited to work with the people of Revere to make their city even more compelling than it was back in its heyday. We're going to customize from the ground up, like you see here, an amazing experience for an audience of international tourists, out-of-state visitors, residents of Massachusetts, and Bostonians of all income levels, and still have almost half of our land available for green space. Revere's got a warm, hospitable, and inclusive hometown feel, and a history of tourism and gaming that provides the ideal setting to top off the experience. We've got beachfront views, easy accessibility, That history of tourism dates back to being America's first public beach. We're at the center of an unprecedented array of transportation options, which is really incredible. Our location's great, and it's easy to get to. And having a property that's easy to get to is critical to create and sustain gaming revenue. Our location offers multimodal transportation, which is a huge asset. You can drive right in because our location is accessible from two major highways, the Pike and 93. And 95, that provides access from everywhere. Like my mother could get on the highway in Florida and drive up here. Probably not advisable. But anyone can get here via 95. Route 1 adds convenience, and Route 1A brings you right to our doorstep. But that's really just the beginning. Public transportation that's available to our site, I think it's unprecedented in our industry. The T-line, the blue T-line brings you right to our property, to one of our two main entrances that we've created, one specifically just for the T. 4 bus lines also come right to the property. But you know, we are also the gateway to the world. Revere is located just miles from Logan Airport, as you know. A free shuttle operates from Logan to the Blue Line, so visitors won't even have to get on the highway to come over to our property. With Mohegan Sun, Massachusetts, and Revere, people are going to welcome that layover, and they might not even mind that misconnection. Plus, Logan provides super easy access for national and international travelers and gamers alike. Now let's take a step back and look at the market as a whole. It's a great market. That's why we're so interested in this, and everybody is. That's why the Commonwealth is doing this. More than 20 million people a year visit the Commonwealth, and 9.5 million people live within 2 hours of our site. And there's no doubt Mohegan Sun, Massachusetts will extend people's stay in the Boston area and create even more visits to the Commonwealth. And Boston, of course, can be reached by air from all over the United States. And our design team here, you're going to meet in a few moments, is creating an international tourist destination. It's going to capitalize on our location next to Logan. You know, we're great at regional marketing. We've got an already existing database that we're going to tell you more about. But we also have that international reach. As operators, we're going to be successful in marketing not only to the regional and Northeast market, but to national and international markets as well. So you've heard a little bit about our site and our team. Let's talk a little bit more about this project that's incredible right over here. As a company, we don't believe in cookie-cutter projects. We didn't build a Mohegan Sun, per se, in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. We didn't recreate resorts in Atlantic City into a Mohegan Sun property. We think it's better to create something that works for your site, for your individual market. A destination that's appropriate, that belongs in its surroundings. Our design team has created a property that's going to allow us to leverage our knowledge of the region, yet create something that will be appealing to guests from all over. It'll be a dynamic property, interactive with the community, and it's going to create that wow experience that you've all been talking about and looking for since this process began. And when you combine the environment and the amenities that we're going to create, and you're going to hear about, with the one-of-a-kind hospitality that we're famous for, you get an unparalleled combination for success. Look, we know if this market works. We have 17 years of experience in New England destination casino and that know-how. We have that database of millions of customers in the Northeast market. We already get 20,000 New England visitors a day to our property in Connecticut. After 17 years, the Northeast knows what Mohegan Sun is. They know what to expect, and they're going to seek out Mohegan Sun, driving more revenue for the Commonwealth. We're going to bring gaming and non-gaming amenities together to create a very unique experience. It's going to be an amazing, inspirational escape for all. And to tell you a little bit about that is our world-renowned architect, Gene Cohn, of Cohn, Pedersen, and Fox. Gene?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. It's a pleasure to be here. Cohn Pedersen Fox is a global firm and work in 26 countries currently. But I must say I personally most enjoy being back east, and particularly in New York and New England. I have been teaching at Harvard, both the business school and the graduate school of design for the last 8 or 10 years, and I'm doing it again this year. So I'd love to be involved with the project in Revere as well as being up at Harvard. So I'm in Boston a great deal. The challenge of designing a major resort in Revere is an exciting one, and one that required, I think, a very special approach. You know, normally when one thinks about gambling or gaming, one thinks about Las Vegas first, maybe, and then maybe other places, but certainly Vegas. And one thinks about large slabs of buildings, towers, sitting on bases with the casino, restaurants, etc., surrounded by cars. Maybe there's a fountain or some other feature on the street, but basically that's the way Vegas developed. And frankly, we have done a major project there, so we do lots of towers around the world. But it seemed to us that that approach for here was totally not correct. Revere, which was, I believe, settled in 1630, has remained a city of, well, it wasn't a city then maybe, but a city with basically low scale and more residential. And so to design a building that's going to fit that environment was really our challenge. And we approached it on the basis of horizontal. But we were influenced by, one, the view from our side of the beach and the morning sunrise, by that beach when it's more active during the day, by Suffolk Downs, the great horizontal space and a very exciting racetrack. And of course, all the qualities and the history of Revere were part of that design. So that led us to then trying to do a scheme, as I said, that's strictly horizontal. Now, when you think about horizontal buildings, you can create spaces within for people. So the building helps to form the space, whereas again with the tower, and we've done many, they sit in a space. So we felt for Revere and for this scale, that approach was going to be key. And the structures of the hotels that are above the base, which contains primarily the gaming, restaurants and shopping, the spa, etc., are not very tall, as you can see, 6, 7, 8 floors max, but very strong in their horizontal direction. Next, please. In looking at a diagram of the plan, it's a very well knit together plan that allows you to enjoy one if you're in the casino or in the restaurants along in the face of the casino, if you're in the hotel above. The view of maybe races from May to November at Suffolk Downs would be very exciting to have a lunch and to watch that, or even just to enjoy the beauty of the green when it's not being used or when maybe the horses are practicing. So that red indicates basically that group of, as you'll see in later more detail, the casino and other elements related to it. The brown is the retail, restaurants, other facilities that people can enjoy. And then eventually there's a great spa and meeting rooms, etc. All knit together, forming a very exciting place. Next. Now, there are some great buildings in history or spaces, and I've enjoyed them personally. The Great Crescent in Bath, England, to the upper left, is a great space. It is crescent-shaped and would receive, for example, the racetrack, which you see on the lower right. The Piazza Navona in Italy, most exciting space for people, even cars at that point. But these shaped spaces that end in a crescent are really exciting. And then for our entrance, Lucca has a marvelous kind of circular space formed by buildings of modest height. All these are good examples for the kind of concept of the building. Next one. And so you see a model here, an earlier model, the more finished model there, which shows how the crescent shape of the casino receives the racetrack, how great green space comes off it, how the entrance, which is also circular, works off that green space to the upper left. And then the lovely base, and you'll see that viewing out toward the beach and the sea, all working together in a very exciting space. Next. The umbrella is kind of, I was in Italy just a week or two ago in Florence, just at the end of the holidays, and all the streets were
Excuse me,
filled
Mr.
with
Cohn,
umbrellas. Yeah.
could I just interrupt 1 sec? I just got a text from somebody who's watching online, and they're saying they're not able to hear very well. So I don't know whether this will make a difference, but we do want to make sure that our audience that's watching on the web can hear, see and hear. So just be careful to speak clearly right into the mic, and also maybe our technical people can make sure that we're transmitting as well as possible.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Well, getting back to the umbrella, I was in Italy this end of the holidays in Florence, and the streets were lined with these lovely umbrellas hanging down, creating a very exciting kind of environment. And when you see the beaches, you see these great umbrellas, always kind of signifying sun instead of rain, joy. So that has become kind of a theme for us because of our location near the beach. Next. And then finally, the umbrella becomes part of the architecture. The grand entrance with these tremendous umbrellas in concrete, very beautiful forms that will attract you and bring you into this marvelous space. So for me, whether you come from Revere, whether you're from Boston or New Hampshire, New York, Chicago, or as far away as Shanghai, whether you come for lunch, to meet a friend for a dinner, whether you come to game, whether you come for one day and one night, or whether you come for a weekend, I honestly believe this resort will provide the excitement and joy of a holiday each time you're there, for no matter how long. So to look at further details, I'm going to introduce my partner, Hugh Trumbull, who will go through that. Thank you.
Thank you, Gene. Thank you. I'd like to speak to you a little bit more about the elevations, the plans, and the massing that really reinforce the thoughts that Gene has just presented to you. First up is...
Be sure to use the mic, Mr. Trumbull.
Excuse me. First up is to look at the overall elevation along Winthrop Avenue. As Gene had spoke of, we're very keen to really emphasize the horizontal, keeping the buildings low. 2 hotels, one facing out towards the racetrack that you have here, the smaller one towards the beach at Revere. They really sit on top of the podium, this horizontal datum, and talk to one another and create a place, an environment where people gather and enjoy activity. Along that horizontal is really this new invention of this umbrella canopy that runs through the whole project. It brings the scale down and makes it quite intimate to the local environment. Below that canopy is a wonderful limestone base and a fieldstone below that snuggles into the landscape. We're building up with berms and green to really bolster Winthrop Avenue and to make it a real boulevard. Next slide, please. The slide that you see before you is really a very simple diagram to explain how the component parts come together. Rendered in orange is the casino hotel and the casino itself that face back towards the Suffolk down racetrack. To the top of the page is the boutique hotel with its associated meeting and spa spaces that look back over towards the environment of the beach. Center stage is a retail spine flanked by that umbrella that we talked about that links the entrance from the T and the bus station at one end at Beachmont and runs right through the complex to the great porte-cochere space that occupies this really wonderful room at the center of the environment. One of the things that's not rendered on the page in color is really the parking, which sits below. It's a 3-story parking garage, completely hidden from view and surrounded by landscape. Along this spine here, we have a wetlands reserve, which is Sales Creek. And what we've done is we've split the earth, we've lifted it up, and defined a new ground plane for the casino. This allows Sales Creek to really slide right through and flow completely freely through the site. That is really the first step to our sustainable program, one which we're looking to achieve LEED Gold, or even better. Next slide, please. I'd like you to just look at the plan for a moment and to look at the fact that what we have on the plan is a site that's 50% green. And the figure of the building is really not one which is an object, but one that deflects and makes spaces and makes rooms. That's very important to us because what it really does is it engages the environment and engages the principal assets of the Revere and the local town. As Gina talked about, the casino here is this fan-shaped room that looks back to the field of the racetrack. To the top of the page is a promenade of retail that runs along this also shallow concave space that is making the room for Winthrop Avenue. And lastly, there's this great porte-cochere, which really takes the entry garden and pulls it up and really makes it part of the interior experience. Lastly, at the top of the page is this wonderful little pavilion that reaches out to the beach as one comes off of the train station here, arrives by bus, or walks from the beach. Next slide, please. What I'd like to do is take you on a quick little tour of the series of renderings that take you around the building, first from Beachmont Station all the way around to the porte-cochere. What we're really excited about is this pavilion. It's very exciting. It really brings you in. One of the other things that it does is it describes and makes a plaza in the foreground. That plaza receives people, pedestrians coming from the T, coming from the bus station, and starts the garden that leads to Winthrop Avenue. At the end of the axis, you see the boutique hotel, small in scale. Next slide, please. Coming to the other end of that intersection, the boutique hotel gravitates and anchors the corner. The big sweep of the facade pulls back and is really reminiscent of something appropriate to a coastal sea town. Beautiful garden that one can stroll down Winthrop Avenue, move in through the garden, and really feel comfortable. It's an amazing transformation of what Winthrop Avenue is today. Very, very unique. The canopy reaches back over toward the beach. And we go to the next slide, please. Welcome to Mohegan Sun. This is the wonderful garden that brings you up to the Porte Cochere. To the right is the Casino Hotel. To the left is the Spa Hotel. Arriving underneath these wonderful umbrellas, we go to the next slide. Here we are in the Porte Cochere. It's a wonderful room. It's absolutely spectacular. Canopies are free to define the room above. Limestone base surrounds the room, and a garden occupies the center stage. To the right is the entry to the Casino Hotel and to the casino itself. To the left is the entry to the Spa Hotel and to the meeting rooms. Both entries leading to this wonderful retail spine that we showed you. We can proceed to the next. A landscape roof deck. Wow, this is really intense. Behind us, we have this boutique hotel that looks out over the garden, and you have to the left is a greenhouse that is part of our farm-to-table restaurant program, and a path that leads over to the Casino Hotel. And if you look closely, you can see the skyline of Boston in the distance. And next. Now we've moved to the interior. This is a beginning study, but what we see here is a dynamic mix between the umbrellas that come down from above, the garden that's in the foreground, the bars, the restaurants, the gaming, all coming together to create a synergistic environment. And to talk to you more about that, Todd Fenard.
Thank you, Hugh. Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, my name is Todd Fenard, and I am the CEO of Fenard Properties. 18 years after Suffolk Downs opened its doors, my grandfather bought a small factory in Waltham. And with that factory, he began our family's real estate development company. 61 years subsequent to that opening, we got to be involved in a lot of fascinating projects throughout New England and beyond. But unequivocally, this is the most thrilling and transformative thing we've ever worked on before. This is absolutely stupendous. And our job within this incredible team is to add those elements, infuse the project with the elements that turn this from a casino and a gaming project into a full-fledged resort experience. We get to do all the fun stuff. We get to do things like the retail offerings, the culinary specialties, the hospitality and entertainment spaces. Our team's sole focus has been working to sort of pull this whole program together so that this place becomes a perfect destination for everything. Girls' night out, your uncle's 60th birthday party, everything in between. Fundamentally, okay, we get it. This is it's gaming. And there's nothing like the rush of a gaming floor. You've got 4,000 slot machines, 100 table games, 20 poker tables. It's in and of itself, that's exciting. But all of the ancillary energy, the fun stuff, okay, that's our focus. Everything we program into the retail, the hospitality, and the entertainment is going to need to be extraordinary if we hope to host all these new special moments at Suffolk Downs like they hosted in the past. I love how Bob Newmeyer put it in the video. What we do here will make Revere remarkable again. There's no room for cookie cutter. Mitchell said it wonderfully. Every element has to be considered. So I'll start by talking about the dining. I hope you had lunch before, because I'm about to make you hungry. Think about all of the incredible talent that hails from this part of the world, from Massachusetts and the surrounding region. This is kind of how we break it down, how we look at it. I don't know, I hope you've had in the past, like Ken Oranger's tacos at La Verdad, or Barbara Lynch makes this sweet potato brioche at number 9 Park that's just ridiculous. Ming-Tsai's butterfish at Blue Ginger. These things are coming from our area. We love these things. These are incredible things, and our main focus is to infuse these within this project. If you're a foodie, this is a wonderful place to be from, but what we will embark upon is infusing this project with that Massachusetts spirit and put it on display in a very real way. Given that the casino is going to cater to the slots player all the way up to the high stakes player, the food's going to have to reflect this as well. So the hamburger that you grab and go is going to have to be just as good, just as special as that locally sourced seafood and sushi. These are the kinds of things that we get to wake up in the middle of the night thinking about. So move from food to shopping. We can talk about the 150,000 square feet of world-class shops. I mean, you see the renderings. This is not a mall. It's not a shopping center. This is an experience. Notable big brands are going to bring people in and sort of set the tone for the fashion. And then the specialty shops are going to infuse this with all that local and regional flavor. They're going to give it the soul that we talk about. And based upon our preliminary conversations, I'll tell you, this is not a question of who's coming, but how do we fit them? How do we weave them in the most dynamic mix possible? Again, what keeps us up at night. Move over to the nightlife, speaking of night, and we're going to have intimate lounges. We're going to have these high-octane dance clubs, and we're going to have casual pubs. All of it's going to get weaved together, and then we're going to come up with this captivating nightlife. So if you're like a Pitbull, Beyonce, Lady Gaga person, there's something for you. And if you're like a Sinatra, Tom Jones kind of Michael Bublé, then we got something for you too. If you were to look at my iPod mix, it's embarrassing, and I'll tell you that it's my kids' music, but it's actually mine. I won't ask you what's on yours. So the point is, we need to cater to a wide range of tastes and styles. And our 2-hotel design didn't happen by accident. It is an intentional detail that will allow us to cater to these different crowds. Again, the renderings only start to tell the story, so let's talk about the hotels for just a minute. The sparkling glass facade, the landscape roof deck, the cabanas by the pool, Hugh and Jean did a great job talking about it. This is going to rise up in the 325-room casino hotel. It's going to rise above the racetrack, peer back to the south over the Boston City skyline, look to the north over the Revere Beach Parkway and the Revere Beach coastline. It's going to be proximate and focused around the casino. Think of like a Sinatra and Katy Perry kind of melding together there. The boutique resort hotel is going to be 175 keys of hip and cool and unique energy. Most of all, unique. Again, I'm beating this music metaphor to death, but it's kind of like Jay-Z and sort of the Dropkick Murphys in one. You'll come upstairs after an afternoon in the spa. Maybe you just saw Billy Joel play an acoustic set downstairs. Or maybe you just finished your company's annual retreat and you got to go up to the room. We are going to have these technologically wired spaces that will host all of this. It's going to be pretty stupendous. Every detail gets considered here. Thread count of the sheets, the music that greets the guest. It's going to be an experience, a remarkable and memorable experience. Look, at the end of the day, this project's got to yield something so much bigger than just a casino. It's got to have soul. It's got to be authentic. Cutting and pasting a design from another market's not going to yield that kind of authentic experience. Our team, Fenard Properties, New England Development, Mohegan Sun, KPF, Elkis Manfredi, if you look at the projects that we've done over the past decades, they create experiences. I thank you for your time, and I hope that we have a chance to bring this all to Revere and to the market. I want to hand it over to Mitchell to talk a little bit about entertainment.
Thank you, Todd. I will not talk about any music metaphors. But entertainment is critical in our industry today. Look, the casino business has changed. The idea of having a buffet and a steakhouse and a few slots and tables and doing well, it's over. We're in the entertainment business. That's what you're into now. And we're going to do that. Todd told you that we're going to have a great variety of clubs and lounges so we can provide a lot of different offerings to a lot of different demographics. We're also going to provide live entertainment, probably about 20 shows a year or so in our multi-purpose room. But the strength of our entertainment program at Mohegan Sun, Massachusetts is clearly that our partnership with the City Center for the Performing Arts and the way we're going to interact with the entire arts community, with all the City Center venues and the Strand Theater. We're going to send our guests to local venues, and we're going to have transportation back and forth. City Center is our partner. They're going to operate our live entertainment venue. We're going to collaborate on booking and marketing and presenting and co-presenting events at their different venues. Now, there's no doubt that when you combine the amazing power of the buying power of City Center with the power of our organization, which, as I mentioned before, operates the #1 arena of its size in the world and has a myriad of venues in different states, we're going to have great buying power, and we're going to greatly enhance the entertainment offering in the entire Boston region. It's going to be special. So now we're going to change gears a little bit. I hope by now you have gotten the idea that we've put a great team together that can really build a remarkable facility, that can make something very special for the Commonwealth. So it's time to talk a little bit about us and our approach. We're going to work to continue to weave ourselves into the fabric of the greater Boston area. We intend to face outwards, to interact with the community. We're going to have revenues and customers flowing back and forth into the surroundings. Our Momentum Dollars program that you're going to hear about later is going to directly drive millions of dollars into the community because our guests are going to be able to redeem their Mohegan Sun Momentum Dollars at these local merchants and actually spend their comm points in the community. Now look, as members of the community, we believe in this. We have a history of literally hundreds of years of working with our communities here in New England. We've got a track record of doing this, so now let's take a look.
We like to be part of the community, like to weave ourselves into the fabric of society. And it oftentimes isn't about making the decision that makes the most money or the most return. It's often about making the decision that's right.
They put a lot of money into our existing infrastructure there to be able to handle their needs, but it also provided excess capacity for the town.
One of the larger first projects that we were involved with was the wastewater treatment and regional expansion in the area, and that involved a major utility upgrade. Today, 7 municipalities are connected to this regional water resource that they otherwise would have not had.
There's no company in northeastern Pennsylvania that is more engaged in our community on a day-to-day basis than Mohegan Sun.
The ripple effect that Mohegan Sun had in our community goes way beyond Wilkes-Barre and Luzerne County. Sure, it's Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs, but it's the region's Mohegan Sun.
We've seen additional economic development dollars come into our area based on people from outside the area coming in.
There's 5 hotels now being built or have been built in recent years.
There's new restaurants and new nightlife. So I think it's definitely revitalizing the entire valley.
It has a huge ripple effect on the entire business community in Eastern Connecticut. At least a half-dozen new hotels that went up in the last few years. We have dozens of new restaurants and lots of support type of businesses that grew up along with the Sun.
Whether they're in Connecticut or in Pennsylvania or in Massachusetts or anywhere else in this country, they want to be a part of the local economy. And we saw that right off the bat with their professionals.
It's very unique for an organization this large to really truly have the local relationships that they do. They don't separate themselves from the community, they become part of the community.
The door's always open at Mohegan Sun. Someone answers the phone, they don't send you down a maze. If we call them and say we need help with this event or that event, they're there.
Something that shouldn't be left unsaid, the support for the social service community around here is enormous.
What I saw was great integrity.
Their position on the crime of drunk driving is first and foremost what's important to Mothers Against Drunk Driving. When I first met with the CEO, Mitchell Edis, he literally walked me through the procedure that they take for folks that they think have had too much to drink.
When we provide help to adults who have
serious gambling problem. We're helping not only the family, but the community. Mohegan Sun clearly is at the top of the small group that takes this problem very seriously and has provided lots of support and clearly recognizes that problem in underage gambling is serious and wants to help combat it.
Come and visit Northeastern Pennsylvania and see the true impact that Mohegan Sun has had on our community, on our people, on our nonprofits and our charities, and on our overall region. It has been very positive, and it's something that you just have to see it to believe it.
During the Revolutionary War, Samuel Ashbo, a Mohegan tribal member, fought at the rail fence at Bunker Hill, and he gave his life there. And so the strategic partnership of citizens of the Commonwealth with the Mohegan tribe, it dates back a lot further than the last couple of months of work that we've put together to bring the casino to Revere. We are a part of this community of Connecticut, this community of New England, and the community of Boston and Revere.
As you can see, we take great pride in becoming part of our community. I'm Bethany Seidel, Vice President of Marketing and Promotions for Mohegan Sun, and I would love to tell you about our pledge to Revere. Because we care deeply and personally about the social capital and vitality of the communities in which we live and we work. We have the highest ethical standards and practices and a deep respect for all people and the environment. As a Mohegan tribal member, I know that this is an integral part of who we are. It's what we do, and it's the Mohegan Sun way. We invest in programs that elevate the quality of life and benefit our neighbors. We believe that this is an important part of being a responsible member of the community. It is in our best interest to take care of the communities in which we live. And when it comes to Revere, we have the most generous plan. Thousands of quality jobs. Mohegan Sun, Massachusetts plans to yield 2,500 construction jobs and 4,000 permanent jobs, with 75% of the permanent jobs coming from within 15 miles. We will practice hiring and training preferences for the local community. We are providing tens of millions of dollars in new revenue to assist with the local economy annually. A minimum of $25 million in the first 3 years, a minimum of $28 million in years 4 to 6, with the potential of $40 million when we reach $1 billion in gaming revenues. Pre-opening payments will fund improvements in new construction in the local community, with $2 million for the renovation of Harry Del Russo Stadium, and $1 million for the construction of a new youth center. And we're not bringing a traffic problem, we're bringing a traffic solution, with $40 million for local transportation infrastructure, addressing pre-existing problems, all with private financing, making this a reality. Please note that peak traffic times for Mohegan Sun do not coincide with peak traffic times that are locally in the area now. But let's not forget our support for our local business community. We are committed to purchasing $10 million a year for Revere businesses, with $50 million annually from businesses located within 15 miles, including women and veteran-owned businesses. And through our agreement with the Greater New England Minority Supplier Development Council, a special focus on minority businesses. And we support the Commonwealth Compact and its diversity pledge. As I said before, we see ourselves as part of the Revere community. We're family. We are also dedicated to preserving thoroughbred racing. And in fact, Suffolk Downs survival is dependent on Mohegan Sun, Massachusetts. If we get the license in Revere, Suffolk Downs stays in business. Our ground lease payments ensure the much-needed revenue stream for Suffolk Downs, thus preserving a 70-year-old racetrack tradition and history of thoroughbred racing. This will directly preserve 800 local jobs. That's 800 local jobs that are vital to the region, from trainers, jockeys, and all those who rely on this historic track. Mohegan Sun takes responsibility. Sustainability is important to us, and it's in our DNA. A commitment and consistent follow-through when it comes to doing the right thing on social and environmental issues. We are proactive rather than reactive. We look to keep problems from developing rather than waiting for a solution to be called upon. We actively seek opportunities for action that further the common interest and social good. Mitigating the social and physical side effects of gaming is vital to us as a business and as human beings. As a result, responsible gaming is of the utmost importance to us at Mohegan Sun. We uphold rigid standards and safe gaming experience that protect the community. Our comprehensive responsible gaming program is ready for implementation in Massachusetts. There are many initiatives we take to support the Problem Gambling Initiative. As an industry leader in ensuring fair and safe gaming, we support and track voluntary self-exclusion. We are one of the founding members of the Massachusetts Partnership for Responsible Gambling and have been involved for 13 years with the Massachusetts Council on Compulsive Gambling. Our plan outlines 24 policies, and we have a history of proactively providing materials and placing information in strategic locations throughout our properties. Integrated within the program will be self-assessment and mini counseling kiosks. They will be available to all our guests. We will monitor alcohol consumption to avoid gamer intoxication. We provide rides to our customers who are unable to drive home safely. And let's talk about our commitment to the environment. As you mentioned earlier in his presentation, LEED Gold or higher is the only option for Mohegan Sun, Massachusetts. We are devoted to clean energy strategies and practices. Our project will be energy efficient. We are environmentally conscious and committed to the health of our employees and to the health of our guests. We take an integrated, interdisciplinary approach to sustainability. Our commitment to protecting Belle Isle Marsh includes improving the quality of stormwater runoff. Native plantings will enhance and restore riverfront areas. We are consulting with resource agencies regarding any environmental mitigation requirements. Over half our site is dedicated to green buffers. Our porte cochere is a landscaped outdoor room, and we have landscaped roofs as well. Our gas-fired cogeneration plant and solar panel field can cut energy usage by 30%. 4,200 parking spaces are below the building and will not increase impervious spaces. Parking level 3 will include earth berms with natural plantings. Our greenhouse will use hydroponic technology and grow vegetables for our restaurants. Our agreement with Harvest Power in Waltham will enable us to recycle our food waste into energy. Our overall effect and feel of the interior of the project is one of space and surprise, and we will make the most of natural glass and natural light. Our indoor plaza will open up onto an outdoor terrace with views of Revere Beach. And I'd like to pass it back to Mitchell so he could explain some more to you.
Thank you, Bethany. Well, with any luck by now, you're getting an idea of the kind of company we are, to our values, to the type of remarkable experience that we're going to create here if given the opportunity in Revere. But really, at the heart of the legislation here is economic benefits to the Commonwealth. It's about putting people to work. Overall, Mohegan Sun of Massachusetts is going to be a huge prosperity creator for the region, but it goes beyond just job creation. Our city integrated approach begins with tremendous relationships with our host community, the region, and the Commonwealth. And it's all going to lead to a really drastically improved quality of life. But we're not the only people that believe that. Let's hear how many people in the area believe our project will impact the region in a positive way, in their own words.
Our number one priority is jobs, jobs, jobs.
Trust me, it's jobs. This is where the jobs are needed. This offers real economic stimulus and job growth in this area where it's needed most.
The first phase will have about 2,500 construction jobs. These men and women of all the various trades are going to be able to work on this project and then move on to other projects in our community and further up the North Shore. So that paving the way for 4,000 permanent jobs.
To actually create 4,000 new jobs in the area is an incredible opportunity.
You're not only creating jobs, you're saving jobs.
Without Suffolk Downs, I couldn't provide for my family.
I don't think anybody in the state can say that they're keeping the industry open to save that many jobs. 1,400 jobs throughout the state.
Suffolk Downs it's an institution. It's like Fenway, it's like the Garden. It's a part of Boston sports history.
We don't want Suffolk to go away.
This is how we can fix a lot of the things we've needed to fix. These are old communities with old infrastructure that need a lot of help.
It's going to allow us to do some things that we've wanted to do over the years and provide these additional services to the community that we'll be able to do now.
There'll be all kinds of infrastructure improvements that I think will benefit the entire community.
I could anticipate having a resort community here, my manpower level alone expanding 35 to 45%.
Joe recognizes with more money he'll be able to service his community better than ever.
I can anticipate a better staffed and better trained police department going forward. That said, we'll be better suited to address the needs of the citizens of the city without reservation.
We're going to probably be able to put on another 20, 25 police officers that I know my city desperately needs.
I see it as an opportunity for us to be able to provide additional services on the public safety side.
We'll get additional firefighters. We have one empty fire station, which I believe that could be open.
The best thing to happen to the city, like in my lifetime.
It's going to provide that base for the city to improve overall quality of the community, if it's sidewalks to schools to traffic improvement to stabilizing the tax rate.
Schools are bulging right now, and we're already talking about potentially building a new high school, building another school up in North Revere. We're going to need schools, and this money will help us with that bonding and help us pay the bonds.
The agreement has that monies in it. That $1 million a year will go a long way to alleviate some of those problems that we have where our English language learners need more time in school.
Traffic will not only not be impacted, traffic will actually improve as a result of this project.
We've been gridlocked for the last, if I say 40, 50 years.
Well, as someone in the transportation business, we deal with traffic every day, and I see this as an opportunity to come up with a solution to mitigate that traffic.
Tens of millions of dollars are being spent to address traffic concerns.
Road improvements will be significant along the North Shore.
And let's face it, as a practical matter, who is going to spend $1 billion to build a facility if they can't get people in and out of that location?
The access to Logan Airport, the access to downtown Boston, the great metropolitan highway system that exists here with tunnels and public transportation and bridges and the like, you don't need to build a lot of infrastructure in order to support what happens here. I think that the entire region is going to be uplifted as a result of this proposal.
This type of business development and business growth will be the stimulus that will take us to the next level.
It's an incredible boom and an amazing opportunity to transform this area.
All of a sudden, things start to happen. People start investing money.
We've already seen developers come into my office with plans mostly contingent upon a resort-style casino facility coming here to Suffolk Downs.
They're talking about hotels, they're talking about residential, they're talking about retail opportunities.
We're going to see Revere Beach transform from vacant lots and rundown motels to beautiful hotels.
Lynn has over 300 waterfront acres to develop right off the Linway, and with Mohegan Sun coming in, this could literally launch that development.
I think you see a revival.
We believe that this is really a good thing for our entire region.
One thing improves, the next thing improves. I like to use the term, a rising tide lifts all boats.
I think it will revitalize a lot of businesses that have been here for a long time that nobody knows about.
This is truly an amazing Sleepy Beach community that is undervalued, underrated, and underdeveloped. So something like this can turn this whole thing around and put the city on the map.
This is a gateway to the North Shore, and it's an incredible opportunity to connect other areas north and south.
As the economic vitality that a casino can bring comes to Revere, it will also lift the fortunes of all of us around there.
You actually feel the energy of multiple towns and communities owning this gateway.
We're talking about really the things that so many of us have dreamed about.
This is the big one that I think people can really come together and partner on.
Boston already is a tremendous tourist destination, and this will be a great complement.
Bringing a world-class gaming facility to the Boston market will really make a difference.
It's going to be a convention opportunity.
It will be an extension of an already great, vibrant, world-class city.
But it'll entice not only people locally and nationally, but hopefully worldwide to come visit this location, this destination.
Everybody is supporting it because they realize it's another reason to come to Boston.
Right now, We are exporting tax revenue.
The money will be here, and I'm not bringing it into another state.
The time was right for it.
It just makes total sense.
Everything just seems to fit. We have the best location, we have the best team.
It's really a win-win all around.
You're talking about a transformation for families that will be generational.
This is about driving the economy. It's about being an economic engine. There's no doubt about it. Mohegan Sun, Massachusetts is going to mean hiring local workers, partnering with local businesses, providing direct economic stimulus into the region. We're going to work closely with the New England Minority Business Development Council. We also believe in promoting tourism and the convention business in Massachusetts. When you take the fact that Boston will now be a gaming destination with all the other amazing assets, just think about what an amazing convention destination Boston will become. Extremely competitive with any place in the country. And we're going to encourage movement back and forth between our casino and the local area attractions. We're going to work with the state to help maximize those conventions. Now, there's a tremendous amount of economic benefits. Of course, you all know them because you've read through all of our papers, but we felt that if we did not put at least a few bar charts in a 90-minute presentation, we'd be exiled from corporate America. So, we have three quick bar charts for you. One is some immediate economic impacts during the construction period. You can see the total economic activity in Suffolk County, as well as the entire Commonwealth in terms of salaries and wages and total economic activity. Next. Here is in our first year of operation. You've got the same metrics. You have the total salaries and wages just in Suffolk County, and then in the entire Commonwealth, both in salaries and total economic activity. This one is really the big one, as was said in the previous video. This is the gaming tax revenue generated by Mohegan Sun, Massachusetts, which is forecast to be the highest in the Commonwealth. $217 million, you can see in our first year of operation. And as you will hear briefly, we really do not inflate our estimates. We're going to generate the most tax revenue for the Commonwealth. And I think for the last, I must have said it 3 times or 4 times in the last few minutes about our Players Club program, about the Momentum program, how we're going out of the community. Let me tell you a little bit of how that works. As you know, in a loyalty program in a casino, you earn points as you go, and you earn comp dollars. In our case, it's called Momentum dollars, and you spend them at your leisure. In most casinos, in fact, even in Connecticut, you spend your dollars on the property. We're extending that program out into the local community. We've already signed up businesses to participate in this, where our guests could take their Momentum cards and go into the businesses and spend their Momentum dollars in those businesses. When we sent our RFA2 application into you, we had 60 businesses already signed up. Now it's over 100 and growing. Those are millions and millions of dollars, comp dollars, earned at the casino that are directly going out into the community. This is not speculative. This is a program where we have people signed up. It's something that's already done. And speaking of something that's already done, it's our agreement with the lottery. We already have our signed agreement with the lottery. It'll be a mutually beneficial relationship where we'll co-market together. Obviously, we'll be a licensed vendor, and we'll be selling lottery tickets and being a vendor of the lottery in Massachusetts. And that is, again, an example. We're doing our homework. We're not speculating. We're not telling you we're going to do things. We're getting things done. We're getting the papers signed. You know, we create a great experience at Mohegan Sun. We firmly believe that, you know, every place has tables and slots, and it's beyond the physical surroundings that make people come back. We believe at the base of our experience, in fact, we say at the core of our success, are our employees. Our company operates under the built to last principles, and we have 4 core values. One of the main ones is developing dedicated and passionate employees, because we know they are the people at the end of the day that create the experience that makes people come back, that drives revenue to the property, and therefore, in this case, the Commonwealth. So now let's take a look at why we believe we are the employer of choice.
The employees are the success of the Mohegan Sun.
One of our 4 core values is developing dedicated and passionate employees, and we take that very seriously. It has really paid off, and we've seen the careers of so many people blossom.
You've got to create a culture where 11,000 people enjoy coming to work. I would say it's the most essential part of our business.
What I found at Mohegan was a home, a family.
I've never seen the camaraderie that I experience on a day-to-day basis with Mohegan Sun.
They take care of us. They are very supportive, and
they treat us well. I can't imagine myself anywhere else at this point in my life.
We have a culture of mutual respect, a culture of open communication.
We focus on hiring locally and training.
We opened up our own school and trained the people of Northeast Pennsylvania so they could have those jobs. And that is a commitment to the community.
98% of the people on the casino floor were hired and trained locally. It's very important for us to do that. We just did the same thing with our hotel in Pocono Downs.
At Mohegan Sun, there's so many opportunities.
There's accounting, there's marketing.
Anything a city requires is pretty much what we do here.
These folks have a great opportunity not just to have a job, but to start a career.
You don't have to jump to a new job every 3 years. They promote from within.
It provided an opportunity for growth, a career that you really couldn't find in the area.
I started as a Players Club supervisor. I've assumed more responsibilities over the years, and the title changed thus to hotel manager.
Here I am 17 years with security, with good benefits.
Medical, dental, vision, 401k, tuition reimbursement.
We have a dry cleaners, we have a bank, we have a fitness center, we have a store.
You get meals to eat, complimentary. I mean, it's great.
Honestly, I'm so passionate about the company. I mean, I wake up thankful every day that I had an opportunity to get in at Mohegan Sun.
I'm very proud to say I work for Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs and Mohegan Sun as a whole.
You leave happy, you know that you made someone smile, in addition to all the other benefits of being an employee here.
I love it.
Chairman, Commissioners, my name is Kawal Ba. I am the Chief Human Resource Officer for Mohegan Sun, and it is my pleasure to introduce to you briefly our culture at Mohegan Sun, just in case you missed Undercover Boss this past Friday. And to tell you why we are the right employer. We are the right employer because we are focused on guest service strategy that begins with our employee. We hire like our business depends on it, because it does. We take a leading-edge behavioral approach and hire committed people. In fact, 90% of our supervisory and management positions were filled by internal promotion. And it is important to note that over 50% of our day one team members are still employed today. We train from the heart by providing team members with skills to be successful in their position, from leadership development, tuition reimbursement, to the very first day where our orientation blows the lights out. We provide an outstanding work environment because we realize that providing exceptional service internally translates to exceptional service externally. We provide fitness centers, on-site pharmacies, relaxing break areas that have pool tables, ping pong tables, video games, free meals, but most important, we provide a relationship of mutual respect to our team, and we protect that culture. Every business decision that we make has that foremost in mind. We are the right employer because we are diverse. As it has been mentioned, Mohegan Sun is minority-owned and operated by the Mohegan Tribe of Indians, and we are committed to developing and maintaining a diverse workforce in every community in which we operate. Currently, our Connecticut and Pennsylvania properties have a combined diversity percentage of 41%. This has been achieved in demographics that are far less diverse than the Boston area. To give you a perspective, Northeast Pennsylvania has less than 4% diverse applicants. If you were to add our managed property in Atlantic City, our diversity rate reaches nearly 50%. And our team members are represented nearly equal part female to male. Our entire team is committed to diversity, and including our senior leadership who participate in the diversity committee and is responsible for administering our diversity plan. Our diversity plan for Mohegan Sun, Massachusetts contains goals agreed upon in our host community agreement with Revere and in alignment with our core business strategies. Hiring goals related to the Revere community, including our effort to provide outreach to the Spanish-speaking residents. We ensure that diversity is an integral part of the way we work, and we run awareness programs, initiatives, and actively participate in community groups such as American Legion, NAACP, Rainbow Alliance, Latino Chamber of Commerce, to name a few. The truly outstanding contributing factor to our diversity is our hiring process and the concentration on soft skills versus technical. A resume and experience is always secondary to a friendly smile, thus opening the door to many who wouldn't apply. We are the right employer because our employees love their work. In a survey conducted independently by Sterling Research, 94% of our employees either agreed or strongly agreed that they enjoyed working for our organization. In the most recent 2013 Northeast Hospitality Comp Data Survey, it was reported that hospitality companies saw approximately 40% turnover rate. Comparably, Mohegan Sun, Connecticut had but a mere 5% turnover in the same time frame. And our Pennsylvania operation had only 23%. So it can be reasonably deducted that our team not only loved their job, but they stay and develop their careers with us. Finally, Mohegan Sun pays a leading-edge wage and proposed no differently for Mohegan Sun, Massachusetts. We have approximated average wages, including fringe benefits, around $56,000. We are the employer of choice because of our convenient location. As we mentioned, we are going to make every reasonable effort to hire 75% of our workforce from approximately 15 miles in radius, ensuring direct proximity to the Blue Line, the MBTA buses that will provide alternate means of transportation, similar to how Suffolk Downs has operated since the 1930s, and it's a low-cost means of transportation. And we are the right employer because of our labor collaboration. We are committed to providing existing Suffolk Downs and prior Wonderland employees one of the first opportunities to apply for this positions at Mohegan Sun, Massachusetts. We are the only applicant in the Eastern region who has a detailed project labor agreement with both the building and construction trades as well as New England Regional Council on Carpenters, with over 70 pages submitted to you, the Commission. We are the only applicant who has a signed memorandum of agreement signed by a conglomeration of 4 separate unions, the IBEW, the UAW, Teamsters, and LIUNA, representing the interest of an additional 6 unions in the Boston Revere area. We are also the only applicant in the Eastern region who have submitted letters of support, 8 letters of support to be exact. Letters from the IBEW, Local 103, Laborers, Local 22, Teamsters, Local 25, Sheet Metal Workers, Local 17, UFCW, Local 1445, New England Regional Council of Carpenters, Building Construction Trades, and the entire Boston Labor Council, AFL-CIO. Thank you. Now to discuss Mohegan Sun as a right revenue generator, I want to reintroduce Bethany Seidel. Thank you.
We have a track record of proven success. We're a highly respected brand, and we've whet the appetite already for Massachusetts and Mohegan Sun. We currently work in a competitive environment, and we get the kind of financial results you're looking for. You've received projections, and they're conservative because we do not inflate our estimates. We consistently exceed them. Our approach is team-based, and it's built to last. We are not a one-man show. Mohegan Sun is an extremely well-known brand where it matters the most, in the Northeast. We know these guests better than anyone. We have been doing this for 17 years. As strategic marketers, we've optimized our formula for revenue-driving success. We know how to meet the needs and wants of our guests in the Northeast and beyond. And it's location, location, location. We thrive in this environment and have a database of millions that comes with it. Our complete product offering creates a unique guest experience that maximizes revenues. We already operate regionally competitive markets like Atlantic City, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut. The other applicant is not in this business. And we've got momentum in Massachusetts. Our Momentum loyalty program is innovative, revenue generating, loyalty building, and portable. With a loyalty program as compelling as ours, our guests are eager to be rewarded and recognized for their patronage. Momentum gives guests the control and the choice to select rewards they want, when they want them. And driving the power of Momentum is our database, consisting of nearly 5 million customers in the Northeast alone. We also have an international database that includes Mexico, China, in the Middle East. What better way to increase tourism and visitation than a pre-existing audience? We are the only applicant with that type of regional experience, the only one. This is what we do. This is what we excel at. And this is why we are able to drive the market share we do in our respective markets. Currently, our Massachusetts Momentum members represent nearly 1 million gaming trips a year, generating over 130 million in gaming activity. We have an instant and active database with our multi-property loyalty program and can communicate with millions directly through personal relationships, email, direct mail, phone, and mobile offerings. These are people in your region and in your neighborhoods, people we already know and who will love to escape right here to Mohegan Sun, right here on the North Shore. The day we open, we will have members with Momentum dollars ready to be redeemed. Of the 3.7 million adults within 60 miles of Revere, 670,000, or 1 in every 6, are in our database already. Based on activity that is occurring right now, we know the guest value, when they visit, how often, what games they play, and what they like. This valuable revenue-driving information cannot be matched by a more general Vegas casino and database. With that list, our database, we immediately drive revenues from in and out of the region, and we are legally bound to protect Massachusetts by preventing revenue from leaving the state because of our management agreement with Brigade Capital. I'd like to invite Mitchell back to expand on how we will exceed your expectations.
Thanks, Bethany. 1 out of 6 adults already in our database. That's why a $15 billion investment fund wants to be part of this project. That's why we're going to exceed your expectations. I'm looking, there's 5 of you. So that means he's probably the one person in the database. But we will exceed your expectations, and we have exceeded expectations. So let's look at Pennsylvania. When Pennsylvania studied their casinos, their task force projected that in a stabilized year, Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs would generate approximately $131.4 million in revenue. In the year ending August 31st, 2013, we generated $221.6 million in revenue. That's 69% more than the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania estimated. We know how to get it done. We know how to exceed expectations. That's what we try to do. In New Jersey, we went in and purchased a percentage, and were brought in 2 Resorts International to manage that casino, to help revive the original casino in Atlantic City that was one of the older casinos in Atlantic City. We renovated it. We went in there. From the time period of July till the end of the year, after we opened the renovation, our revenues in that property, it grew by 11.5%. The revenues of all the other casinos in Atlantic City declined by 0.9%. Plus 11.5, minus 0.9. It's a tough market, but we know how to get it done. In Connecticut, it's another success story. Mohegan Sun, Connecticut, is the highest grossing casino of casino win in the Western Hemisphere. And that includes Las Vegas. It is in the Western Hemisphere. We opened the shadows of what was at that time the highest grossing, most powerful casino in the world. We don't like to say their name out loud, but it starts with an F, Foxwoods. And we eclipsed them. Our property is wildly successful. If you want big players from all over the country, we've got them in our database. They're our customers. That's how you are the highest grossing casino in the Western Hemisphere. If you want regional customers to come to the Commonwealth instead of going to Connecticut and to Rhode Island, we've got them too. They're already our customers. It's as simple as that. It's a proven formula. It works in all our markets. It's going to work here in Massachusetts, and it can also help us, with the power of that database, fend off competition, should there be some, from neighboring states like New Hampshire, because we know what it takes to get it done. We like to think our game is different. It's how we generate more. We provide great experiences to our guests. Our guests have a wide range of preferences, and we know what they are, from $2 poker to slots to a private high-end gaming room for the highest player. No matter where we go, we put facilities in place that work for that market. You can't do the same thing everywhere. And of course, every casino has slots and blackjack, but as I explained to you before, Our role at play creates an amazing experience, starting with our employees, going to the surroundings, that makes people come back and sets a stage for that wow experience. Now, I mentioned our 4 core values. We have 4 of them. You know about our dedicated and passionate employees. The first one's blow away the customer. The second one is driving bottom line performance. And the one you aren't aware of is continuously striving for perfection. And that's what this slide is all about. Because you have to continue to evolve your product. You have to evolve, especially in a repeat guest market. We have to evolve your marketing programs. You have to evolve your property. You have to change the clubs. You have to change the restaurants. You have to make sure you're giving your guests what they want. You have to monitor your service scores. You have to monitor your guest expectations. We constantly strive for perfection. We do that. That is our goal. That's how we drive market share. That's how we would be successful for you if you give us the chance here in the Commonwealth. So at the end of the day, can't believe we're at the end. You've got a very difficult task ahead of you. Our goal has been to make this an easy choice for you. And to make it even easier, we've let David Letterman help us. We're going to give you the top 10 reasons why we're the right choice for the Commonwealth, in no particular order. 1, we have that New England know-how, yet we're that internationally and nationally recognized brand, respected by Wall Street and respected for the way we operate. We have that welcoming, accessible location in Revere with a long history of gaming and hospitality. You can look over there and you can see those slides, and you know we have the wow that this market wants and that the Commonwealth deserves. We can get up and running quickly. Our project is on a clean site. Easy to build on, no environmental problems. Our projections estimate that we will be up and running 6 months earlier. That's a half a year earlier than the other applicant. We're the maximum tax generator. Let's face it, we're here to generate revenues for the Commonwealth, and we showed you that, $217 million. We have a history of integrity and longevity. We don't fight with our neighbors. We actually fight with our neighbors. As Chairman Brown said in the video, we work with our local communities, and we have a track record of doing that. We are a highly respected, successful brand with a tremendous amount of awareness in this Commonwealth around the Boston area. We've been advertising at Fenway Park and in the Garden with the Celtics and the Bruins and on TV around here for years. People know what Mohegan Sun is. There's instant brand awareness. And of course, our database, as I mentioned before, that gets us up and running quickly as well and already has those customers that we can market to immediately. We have a comprehensive mitigation program, the most lucrative host community agreement in the Commonwealth. We're taking care of all the problems. Mayor Rizzo's got a tremendous amount to work with, and we are proud to have dedicated all those funds. The continuity of Suffolk Downs, we cannot stress it enough. Without the revenues associated from the ground lease, the owners of Suffolk Downs will not be able to sustain the losses any longer. They have already submitted a letter to you committing to 15 years of racing from the time we get our license. And that is from the time we get our license. So that's maybe more like 17 years of racing. That is the continuity of Suffolk Downs. And last but not least, Mohegan Sun is a destination the Commonwealth needs. It's a destination for everyone. The international high roller, the national gambler from Chicago, the region, the market. We know how to do that. We know how to perform. You give us the chance. We promise we will not let you down. Thank you for your attention. And to turn it over for a few closing words, once again to Chairman Brown.
I feel kind of like the straight man right now. But I think the point, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, is that we've demonstrated for you today clearly that we have both the passion and the professionalism that make us the team of choice, that we're ideally suited to win this gaming license from Massachusetts. We'd be truly honored to have the opportunity to bring our project here and to bring our team's vision to life. A vision for the people of Revere, a vision that makes Revere remarkable again.
This decision is about far more than building a casino. It's about possibility.
About promise.
About a vision for the future. The future.
It's about providing the greatest economic impact for the Commonwealth. And putting people to work. Yes. Just as Suffolk Downs did in 1935. And once again,
making Revere
a thriving tourist destination that draws guests of all economic walks of life
who will come here from Boston, the Commonwealth,
the region, and the world.
We understand this kind of vision
And have the New England know-how to turn it
Into a reality.
It's what we have done before, and we'll do again in Revere.
We're proud of what we do every day.
We treat our guests and employees
the way we believe every person should be treated.
With courtesy and respect.
We will do all of this
in a way that'll make the local community
And the Commonwealth proud.
We have a dedication to diversity, a legacy of integrity, proven programs of partnership,
And a history of responsible citizenship in the communities in which we operate. All of us are ready to get started.
On Mohegan Sun, Massachusetts. And become part of your community. In fact, it would be an honor.
So I suppose in conclusion, it would only be right to thank all of you for your support for this project and to thank the chair, the commission for their time. We stand ready to answer any questions that you might have.